Today we are making this cute fall home decor sign, so stick around. I think you'll enjoy this project. For this project, I'm going to be using an assortment of vinyl sheets from TechWrap 001M series, which is a matte vinyl, and TechWrap did gift me this vinyl and some of their other products to try, so I'd like to give them a huge shout out, and you will find the links to all the products I've used in the description below, just like always. In addition to the TechWrap supplies, I'm also using my Cricut maker and this wood sign that I picked up at Michael's. This is the SVG I'm using for this project, and if you're interested in it, you can grab this for free at my website, which is dustybluecottage.com. And as you can see, I already have it loaded into Cricut Design Space, so we can go ahead and get it cut out. The first color I'm using is ink black. Now, TechWrap's vinyl comes with a thin protective sheet on top, so we'll go ahead and grab that and remove it before we begin cutting. And I have a video I will link above and in the description box below that will show you how to create a custom material setting for the TechWrap vinyl, so you can go check it out after you're done with this video. I'm going to weed this black layer while it's still on the mat, so it's going to help me hold it in place while I complete my weeding. We'll go ahead and weed the rest of the pieces here, and then we can start assembling our project. Now we'll take our design and start to apply it to the wood base. I'm taking a piece of transfer tape that I have cut to size, and again I'm using the red grid transfer tape from TechWrap. We'll grab the corner here and begin to peel it off the backing. And because this is a larger design, what I like to do to help with easier placement and less bubbles is to go ahead and start at the top. I'll burnish it a little bit and then reach back under here and pull it slowly, pressing it into place as I go. Now, I tend to do this for larger designs because, like I said, it tends to wrinkle and bubble less. Now, be sure you keep the backing from your transfer tape because you can reuse the same piece again a number of times. Now I'm going to go ahead and burnish the entire design real good, making sure I get all the letters, and then flip it over and do the same on the back, just adding a bit of pressure and making sure it's stuck real good to our transfer tape. Now, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I picked up this wood sign at Michael's, and it had a coating of white chalk paint all over the whole sign, and it's going to be pretty hard to get your vinyl to adhere to that. So what I did is I wiped off a layer of the paint with a damp washcloth, and then I went ahead and sprayed a clear coat of polyurethane over the top of the project, and that way I won't have any problems with our vinyl sticking to the wood. Now, a lot of people do like to use heat transfer vinyl or iron-on vinyl when they are working with wood signs, and that is fine. You can go ahead and do that if you would like, but if you do have a wood sign you're wanting to use like this, go ahead and try that. Just spray it with a clear coat of polyurethane, and I think you'll be happy with the results you'll get. Now I'll go ahead and grab the first layer of our design here, and we'll flip it over and go ahead and remove the backing from the transfer tape. We'll do it slow, watching to make sure that every piece is coming off on the transfer tape like we want it to. Perfect. Now we'll go ahead and flip it over and very gently lay it on top of the wood sign so that I'm still able to move it around just a little bit, making sure it's center. Once again, we will grab our squeegee tool and burnish the entire design here, going over every area of it to make sure it is stuck down really good to our wood sign. And then we'll grab the corner up here of the transfer tape and begin to pull it off of the project. Now we're going to pull it really slow here, keeping an eye to make sure that each of the letters are stuck down good as we pull the transfer tape back. Okay, there we go. We have the first layer of our sign done. Now you'll want to take your transfer sheet and make sure you put it back onto the backing, because you can reuse your transfer tape again and again. So put those back together and then we can start building the rest of the project. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the first piece, which is going to be the orange pumpkin. And I've applied a little piece of transfer tape to it. So I'm just going to make sure I burnish it down here real good. And then going to peel it off of the transfer tape and look at my design to make sure I'm seeing where it needs to be placed. And we'll go ahead and lay the first piece of this pumpkin down right here, burnish it onto the project, and remove the transfer tape. And like I said, transfer tape is reusable again and again. So let's grab it off of here, and then we're going to use the same piece of transfer tape to apply the next section of this pumpkin. We'll burnish it on. Now this piece is the highlight colors to the orange pumpkin. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the transfer tape. Would have been easier had I laid this down to peel it off, but we'll go ahead and look at it here, try to line it up. It's not looking right. Let me flip it over here. There we go. Had it upside down. So now we'll go ahead and get it put in place here. Get it lined up. There we go. And we'll burnish it real quick and remove the transfer tape. And then we will grab the stem for this middle pumpkin. Pick it up with the transfer tape and add it add it to this pumpkin. And there we go. Pumpkin number 1 is all set. Now I'm going to go ahead and speed things up and apply the rest of the items in our design. I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you need a little more Cricut crafting in your life, I have an Instagram account where I share shorter form videos that last only a couple minutes but will give you more Cricut inspiration. So head over there and give me a follow. I'll link it for you in the description box below, and I will see you next time in the craft room.